Previously on They See Me Rollin'. We are not fighters, we are simply actors.
You were in that traveling stage production of Very Full House.
It has already happened elsewhere. A swamp east of Waterdeep. Goblins have been cleared.
Oh shit, that's where I'm from.
And it's a city unlike any that you've seen before. All the buildings are made of marble. My name is Miguel.
My name is Alyssa.
I'm gonna give you a temporary house where all three of you can board. My name is Patrick of House Buckhunt.
Do you have anybody who you need vengeance to?
I may actually be in need of your service, my friend. Outside, you see a figure kind of moving in the darkness. As soon as you see it, it is gone. They're lying on the ground with the flag of House Timmerman. There's a body impaled with that flag. From here on out, Trevor has requested to go by his middle name, so when you hear us referring to Trevor as Hayden, know that Hayden is Trevor. It's his middle name. It's not like he's changing it to something odd, and he is a big fan of the Star Wars prequels. So,
yes.
there we go.
It's all for that. It's not for any gender identity reasons. It's solely because Hayden Christensen is the greatest actor of our generation.
I just really was hoping this episode would start with the Very Full House theme and a little sort of montage of the characters living in the house. Like, you know, Skumk turns into a toad and swallows jelly and then gives the thumbs up.
Here we go. It's a very full house. There's so many people in this house. There's too many people in this house. There's a guy and his mom, he's a butler. His mom is not a butler, she's just living with him because her house burned down in a fire. A lot of episodes feature spaghetti.
Spaghetti? God damn it.
A Very Full House is taped before a live studio audience. Executive produced by Hayden Christensen.
Woo!
Last we left off, you were at a murder scene. There is a dead body impaled with a flag with the banner of the Timmerman. You see your new friend Patrick very upset and screaming, and the Timmermans who were there are also shouting back. Miguel is between them trying to calm stuff down, and eventually some workers come in and manage to separate them and kind of walk off the Timmermans and step away.
Is anybody biting their thumb at each other?
No, this is not a world where biting your thumb means anything, except that you've got a dirty thumb.
Skumk is biting his thumb.
I'm biting my thumb at all of them.
He's got a dirty thumb. You guys have such filthy thumbs.
Man,
thumbnails.
That guy on that flagpole, he's not sick, but at the same time, I don't think he's well.
I go check on the dead guy.
There's no one sitting on the fucking flagpole.
I'm feeling really paranoid now with all these murders going on, guys. That's a joke for 3 people who actually know the name of that song.
Everyone knows the fucking name of that song who's over the age of 25.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're not over the age of 25. It's Harvey Danger of Flagpole Sitta.
All right.
The greatest song of the 90s.
All right, so I believe I heard Jody say he was going to check out the body.
Yeah, I check out the body.
The body is laying there on its back with a really bloody chest wound. We're talking about this flag went in between his ribs on his upper left-hand side, right where the heart is.
The home?
Yes, because home is where the heart is.
God damn it.
Yeah, so Miguel, after things calm down, says to you, "Hello."
Hi.
I see your first day on the job has been a little bit interrupted. This is not the usual thing. There are never murders here.
That's not true, because they're just... literally, there was.
In the background, is there a guy saying, like, is there a guy taking down a sign that says work days since workplace accident, however many days, and replacing it with 0?
Can I investigate to see if there's any clues around?
Yes, you may.
Why would we do that? It might further the plot. You're ruining everything, Jody.
So, are all of the nobles and stuff are gone now?
The Timmermans are now gone. Patrick is still there because it is a family member of his who was murdered.
Coen, can't you do something where you release your divine sense or something and sense the presence of demons or something?
I'm going to try my divine sense and see if I sense anything.
You shut your eyes, and a very fluffy glow emanates from your body. And as you open your eyes, your pupils have turned to cat's eyes.
Cool.
And you look around, and your senses are significantly...
Oh, it's like Batman's sight in Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, your senses are amazingly attuned. However, you find there is no evidence of undead, fiends, or celestial beings around this area. However, you do notice the very, very low to the ground. We're talking about like maybe an inch of the ground. There is this mist hovering on the ground.
Can I get down and find any more information about the mist, or is that all that? It's just a regular looking mist?
That's all there is, and we're talking about it's not just the ground around the body. It's around the entire neighborhood. It's just this really light, like almost like a light thin coating of mist.
But it was invisible. It was invisible before. It's only visible in my cat's eye spectrum, or
it was visible. It was just not particularly noticeable.
Okay.
Yeah, but now you definitely sense that.
Is there a source of the mist? Can I locate that, or no?
There's no apparent source at this moment.
Cool.
I'm gonna go over to the noble. What's his face?
To Patrick?
Yeah, Patrick.
You talk to him, he skeeves me out.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, you.
Hi.
Today is a rather hard day for my family.
What's your name again?
My name is Patrick. I remember you. You're the druid Skumk.
Oh, you remember my name? That's nice.
Well,
I pat him on the head.
I would be... How would you do... How would you pat him on the head?
For some reason, I imagined him kneeling.
No, he's standing.
All right, I pat him on the small of his back.
Thank you. This was my cousin on my mother's side, and we grew up together. I will miss him dearly. His name was Mauricio, and he was a good man.
That's a cool name.
I say, Patrick, would you like me to do some rites of bust to clear his soul?
Please. I would also, if you don't mind, discussing our previous... what's another word for deal?
Arrangement?
It's a previous arrangement.
I grew up with a lot of cousins.
While you're doing that, because I'm not talking to Patrick, he's weird. I want to do a perception check to scan the crowd or just the general area, see if I see anyone shifty. God damn it!
No, you don't see anyone looking particularly shifty. What you do see is a lot of workers, kind of at this point, kind of goofing off, chatting, kind of away from the body. You see Patrick with Skumk and Coen. And you see a few other members of the Buck Hunt family, in tears.
One more thing before we flip back to Coen and Skumk. While they're talking to Patrick, can I quickly pat down this body, see if I find anything on it?
Yes, absolutely.
Do I have to roll for that, or are you just going to give it to me?
You will have to... I'm going to let you roll a sleight of hand.
19. I say to no one in particular, you want to see a magic trick?
Yeah.
And I rifle through his pockets.
Yeah, you manage to sneakily rifle through this dead man's coat, and you find a wallet in there.
Ooh, is there any money in it?
Inside the wallet, you find like a little pouch, and in that pouch is 20 gold.
Oh, sweet. I pocket that.
Additionally, you see pictures, little family pictures, and that's about it. There's no one that you know in that picture, interestingly enough. Not even Patrick.
Yeah. I consider throwing the pictures back on the body, but I decided to keep them.
I want to do an insight check into Patrick to see if he's really looks like he is mourning, or if he's kind of faking the mourning.
It's pretty obvious. He's totally faking it.
You see that he is genuinely mourning his cousin.
Uh-huh.
He is upset. However, you do sense that he may be more than just sad.
What, angry?
Yeah, I would say definitely there's a lot of anger in his sadness.
Is he relishing the fact that he has evidence against?
No. There's no enjoyment in this. This is strictly all negative emotions.
It's all business.
Sadness, anger, and a touch of fear.
Delicious.
I kneel down before the body and I pull out an ointment of catnip, and I draw the symbol of Bast on his head, and I place my hand upon his head.
What's the symbol of Bast?
I can't even remember.
See, I would have just thought it was the cat emoji.
It's the cat with hearts for eyes.
Yes.
Little cat face.
Is it the Hello Kitty?
Does Coen go around with a Hello Kitty backpack?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Actually, it's a cross with a circle on it. That's what it is.
So it's an Ankh.
Okay.
Boring.
Yeah, it's pretty dull. So I draw the symbol of a Bast on him, and I say the sacred words to my goddess. Bast, up in heaven, great kitty that rules above us, help us find vengeance on whoever shoved a flagpole up this man's clacker. And then I say the final bit, which is very serious. Stop your laughing.
Patrick says, "Thank you, but what's a clacker?"
Don't worry, that's an Australian thing.
What?
It's
Coen from
It's
Australia.
now canon. The continent of Australia exists in this
Coen is
universe.
from Fantasy Australia.
Yeah, Fantasy Australia, which is another part of Faerun or wherever we live.
It's right next to Fantasy New Zealand.
They just call that Old Zealand.
A clacker is the area below his ribs where they've shoved the flagpole through.
Interesting.
Makes sense to me.
All right.
If we have any Australians in the audience, they'll be laughing. Hello, you beautiful Australians.
Thank you. When you have a moment, I know we said 10 a.m. Perhaps I could get Miguel to allow you to meet with me, given the circumstances.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything.
Sure.
I've got a casserole to make for the workers, but I guess lunch will have to be late.
One moment. Miguel, may I have a moment with these young men? Or young people? Young ones? Young things? Young things.
Younglings.
May I have a moment with these young
Sweet
things?
young things.
With these sweet young things.
Oh God, you're just really driving that creeper knife in deeper, aren't you?
And Miguel says, "Absolutely, Mr. Patrick. You take your time with them, but just bring them back because we're kind of hungry." And he takes you aside and says, "Look, I want you to do your work as normal." Oh, wait, why is he speaking without an accent? Look.
Your accent seems to have disappeared, sir.
I would like for you to do your work as normal. Certainly, certainly. But please, at the end of your workday, if you could, pay a visit to the Timmermans. I want you to go there under the pretense that you're investigating the murder and you're ruling out their involvement. What I would really like for you to do is, while you're there, get a lay of the land and see what you can use to your advantage.
Like a sword?
To perhaps stage a death so that it appears like an accident. Could you do that for me?
You mean you want me to you want me to kill someone for you?
Yes, I want you to kill Matthew Timmerman.
Killing, but it's allowed. This is a whole new thrill that I've yet to experience.
Sounds cool.
Look, I want you to know that the Timmermans are awful people. You will recognize that once you meet them. They're just the absolute worst people ever. So, please, go there, meet them, and see what you can do. They need to go. They need to get out. Please?
All right.
Sure.
Sounds cool.
Why not?
Excellent.
Sounds like a
You'll
party.
be doing this old man a big favor. And he steps away and walks towards his carriage, and you see Bobby open the door for him, let him in, and Bobby heads back inside, closes the door, and they drive away.
Leaving his cousin impaled in the middle of the street.
That's being handled by Miguel. You see Miguel kind of acting, kind of playing the part of acting constable, because he is the foreman. Yeah, he's arranging some of his guys to take the body and prepare it for a funeral.
Quick question, Stan. So the Timmermans, their flag was found in this guy, but what is Patrick's last name again? Who's his family?
Buck Hunt.
Buck Hunt.
But
Oh yes,
but
Butt Hunt.
Butt
Buck Hunt.
Butt Hunt.
Bug Hut.
At this point, you have the option to go to Miguel and get your work assignments. Or actually, you can do whatever the hell you
Put
want.
in some windows.
Jelly Butter slaved over a hot stove and made a nice zucchini casserole for all of the workers. It
I
was
turned
excellent.
into a baboon and put in the windows with my baboon powers.
I set up my forge and forged the iron bindings for the windows and all that kind of crap.
Excellent. Everyone's really happy with you. They chat with you. During this time, you notice that some of the workers are like Miguel and can't stand either of the families. You do notice that some of the workers sympathize with either family. They've actually taken sides.
Can I scope out one of the workers and ask, like, hey, do you know if anybody saw what happened to that guy, the dead guy?
A worker comes up to you at your forge, and he sees you
Forging on.
smacking some iron, and he says, That's some pretty impressive work you're doing there, my friend."
Why, thank you, sir. I trained for years. Hey, friend,
"Yeah,
do you know if anybody happened to see what happened to the guy that happened earlier today?
no, I heard it happened at night, but no one saw it happen. But I'll tell you what, those Timmermans are just some nasty people. I don't. Have you ever met them? Have you met any of them?
No, tell me about them.
They're just very surly people. Just always so angry and rude. Especially that Matthew. His brother's not so bad, but his brother's just a big old, just crybaby. But yeah, his brother's kind of cool. I guess his oldest son Steve is all right, but I could do with all of them just being gone.
So, do you think it's? I mean, are they stupid? Is that one thing I would like to know? Are they literally stupid?
The families?
Yes.
No, I wouldn't say they were stupid.
But do you think it's kind of a stupid thing to kill somebody, leaving your flag literally flying from them?
Well, it would be, except that, Matthew literally wants to kill all the buck hunts, and he's very, very vocal about it.
Okay, so he's kind of open to that sort of thing. Interesting.
Yes, and so is his youngest son, Boy.
His name is Boy?
Yes, he named his youngest son Boy.
Well,
Hell.
it's easy to remember.
Why am I talking to you? You're not in this conversation.
So, one more thing. Just tell me, does mostly everybody around here hate the Tamarins?
No, there's some people who think the Timmermans are all right. They're the people who mostly, I guess, deal with Steve. Most people avoid Matthew, but he seems to get along with some of these people. But I got a feeling, they do so because of his money. They all got some money. I think the Timmermans got more money than the buck hunts, but The Buckhunts like to show it off.
Okay, thank you. And I whack out a bit of metal for him and give it to him.
Wow, thanks.
While we're doing this, I'd like to talk to Miguel, actually.
All right. What's going on, my friend?
Not much. Just got finished with lunch. How'd you like the zucchini casserole? How was that?
That was amazing. It is possibly the best thing I have eaten here since I started working. We haven't had a cook all this time, and the only people getting a good meal are the Buckhunts or Timorins.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it together, but this accent is Jesus. So Miguel, this town, like, it just kind of sprang up out of nowhere, from what I understand. Like, what was everyone's motivation for just planting down, roots way out here all of a sudden?
Well, it is a pre-planned town. The idea was to clear out the goblins and take this area, and we pump out the water. You may notice these cylinders around the building, the location. They have pumped out the water from the swamp, thereby making it just this very lush land. And the royal family is expanding here. So the king's daughter is intending to make this her palace. However, she is allowing one of these families to live here with them, and it would be ostensibly that family's palace. However, it is essentially made for Princess Anne-Marie.
I see. Now, the Buckhunts and the Timorins, like, what exactly do they do? How did each family come by their wealth? What are they known for?
Oh gosh, they have been noble families for many, many centuries. They have been around since the early times of Faerun. I don't really know all their history. They've just always been a noble family, or they have both been noble families. The Timorins, not so much as of late, because that Matthew he annoys the fuck out of everyone.
So he's just kind of ruining their street cred on the noble circuits.
He is not, let's say, a political person. He has no time for that.
I got you. A bit of a Robert Baratheon type, this Matthew.
I don't know who that is.
I hand him a copy of a Game of Thrones. Flip through this, you'll like it.
He looks at this book that you hand him.
It's actually...
I thought it was the DVD.
It is literally impossible for him to comprehend it.
It's just a notebook. It's just like a college rule notebook with Game of Thrones written on it by Jelly Butter. I'm a novelist in my spare time. Give this a read. I think you'll like it. If you have any connections in the publishing industry, I wouldn't object to you, sliding it under their desk or anything.
Wow, thanks, Alicia. You are too kind giving me this notebook with your handwriting.
Why is this happening?
That is now a permanent part of my character. Thanks. You've been really insightful. I'm a bit new in town, not from these parts, so, I'm still getting acclimated to everything. Anyway, gotta get back to the kitchen. Doing a great job, Miguel.
Thank you. You as well, Alicia. All right. Does Skumk need to have an interaction?
Skumk is... He's going from person to person, delighting everyone he meets.
As a baboon?
But, that's happening off screen.
He's got a little red hat on and he's dancing with a hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah, as a baboon.
All right, so the end of the day comes along, and Miguel comes to you and says, "Thank you for all you do. You people are just the best. Here's your pay for the day."
Oh, thank you, Miguel.
And he hands you each 10 gold.
Oh, sweet.
I can only assume that a whistle blows and that I slide down the back of a big dinosaur and go, yabba dabba doo.
All right, so the day is over. Now, what would you like to do?
Oh, first thing I want to do is talk to Skumk and Coen about my wild and crazy night I had.
You had a wild and crazy night?
With some wild and crazy guys.
Did you have a party without us?
Look at me. Am I going to have a party? No.
I had a party without you.
Well, I'd be offended if I knew I wasn't going to just sit in the corner somewhere
It was a party of 5.
playing my Nintendo Switch.
Three's Company.
God damn it!
Jesus. Last night, guys, did you see like a shadowy man outside your window or anything?
No, I was sleeping.
I slept like a baby.
Well, yeah, crazy thing. There was a shadowy man outside my window last night. It kept me up all night. I'm sure it doesn't have anything to do with the murder that just happened, that everyone says happened at night.
Did you get a look at what he looked like?
I don't think I did. Stan?
No. You saw a shadowy figure moving.
No, he was just a shadowy figure moving around. Anyway, Coen, can I sleep with you tonight?
Well, there's plenty of room on the couch.
Is it a big couch?
I've decided it's one of those big L-shaped couches.
Just throwing that out there. While we're,
I think it might be a good idea to stay up and see if we can see who is watching us and if we can follow them.
Oh,
Shouldn't we
definitely.
go to the Timurids' house?
I'm telling you this on the way to the Timmermans, I assume.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Starwipe, we are here.
So there at the Timmerins, this is a larger home than the one you're staying in, and the grounds here are heavily landscaped. You see a gardener wearing the Timmerin black and silver, and atop the home is an incredibly large Timmerin banner waving atop the house. Just a reminder that is a silver hammer on a black background.
Cool.
What's the Butt Hunts logo?
The Buck Hunts logo is it's a mustard deer on a red background with 2 mustard-colored arrows crossing each other below the head of the deer.
Much like the sigil of House Baratheon in my new novel.
You gotta change it a little bit.
I want to talk to the gardener. Hello, sir. Hail and well met.
Hey, hi!
Oh God, no! Nope.
Hi, you're my
Jelly
favorite
goes home for
guy.
the evening.
Let's be friends.
And just sleeps. Bye.
Sir, have you been gardening for the Tamarins for very long?
I've only ever gardened for the Timmerins. I have been a gardener all my life, like my daddy before me.
Sounds fun.
Interesting. We're just investigating occurrences that happened last night.
Oh, awful shame.
Did you see anybody leave the house during the night?
I did not see anyone leaving the house at night, and I do have a pretty good view. And he points to a small shed near a little wooded area in the yard. That's where I sleep at night, and that's where I was when I was looking out my window. And, well, we won't get into all of that, but let's just say no one came out of this house.
Where he was furiously masturbating.
I really now like to get into it. Why were you looking out your window, sir?
I like to
watch?
birdwatch. I birdwatch. I'm a bird.
I
like
excuse
birds.
me, sir. Is that I can't help but feel that this is code for something.
What kind of birds are there?
Did these birds have beautiful plumage, sir?
They have sky birds and they have tree birds.
Oh, I love those.
I love the tree birds,
yeah.
sir.
All right, let's go.
You were watching these birds at night.
Yes.
Yeah, night birds.
Yes, the night birds.
Like nightingales.
They're the most beautiful birds in the world. Are the night birds.
You can see a lot of birds at night.
Owl bears.
Sir, from your window.
From yes. I better get back to work. Thank you.
No, listen. Just one more thing.
No.
What you're telling me, sir, is that you were looking out of your window at night.
Look, I work throughout the day, and I only have night to watch the birds. Now,
Jelly, you're being very rude.
I agree with the little guy. You're being a very rude lady.
Listen,
I'm gonna go back to planting
thank
my
you,
seed.
thank you for your time, sir. Let's go talk to Matthew.
actually, I hold up 10 gold pieces and say, "Are you sure you didn't see anything?"
Well, I didn't see anyone leaving this house.
You didn't happen to see anything else, did you?
I saw something. Just to kind of, walk it. It was sneaking over to that area where near the palace, and that's all I saw. It came up from the northern side of town, but I wasn't paying too much attention to it. I was looking at my bird.
Okay. You've been most helpful, sir, and I give him 10 gold pieces.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Scatman Crothers.
He pockets the gold in his pockets.
Buy a cool pair of binoculars or something. I give him 5 gold.
Wow! Now I can see lots of birds.
Yeah, me too.
We have just enabled a peeping Tom. You realize that?
We don't know that.
Are we sure we don't know that?
Skunk doesn't. Skunk loves night birds.
Tell me all about these night birds that you're so in love with, Skunk.
Like owl bears.
Owl bears are not birds. We've established this.
So, now that you're done talking with the gardener,
To Ralph Fiennes,
what do you intend to do?
the constant gardener.
I want to check out that place that he said he saw someone coming out of.
I mean, he didn't see anyone coming out of it. And basically, what he was pointing to where his shack is, he was able to see east past the house.
Okay, I want to check out that area.
He said that the thing went to the palace. Is that what he said?
Right. It moved towards the palace, which is close to where the murder scene was.
Oh. So he saw something moving up the street and heading towards the murder scene.
Right.
I still want to check out where it came from.
Yeah.
All right. Is that what you're going to do, or are you going to want to meet the...
No, we're gonna check out where it came from if we can.
So you go there, and...
Is there still fog on the ground?
There is still fog on the ground.
Getting thicker as we head into
And
this.
like I said, it's like half an inch of fog. So it's not something that's very obvious.
So it was there even in the middle of the day?
Yeah. It's not gone away.
Day fog.
So you go to where he was pointing to, and you look around, and you don't see anything obvious. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Is it particularly damp?
Is it moist?
Oh yeah, it's quite moist and damp.
It's dank.
It is dank. That ground is squishy.
Well, we know
Ooh.
what dank means.
Jelly, you notice some very light but small for a human footsteps in there. Now, when you see the footsteps, you notice that they're not as deep as your footsteps or even Skunk's footsteps. And Coen's footsteps are pretty deep because he's a big dude.
Hell yeah.
So this is in the ground even less than Skunk's own footsteps.
Can we follow them?
Absolutely. You follow them, and you head up north, and you notice at one point that you're actually passing your own home. And the area that you're passing is the window right outside Jelly's room.
So these footprints are very different to the last footprints that we followed. Like the last time we followed footprints, they were really big.
Yeah, those were large. This is light.
But they were also shallower than they seemed like.
They were very shallow footprints. Yeah, but they were larger.
They seem to be related by shallowness, guys.
Maybe the person was holding a balloon.
I want to do a nature check to see if I can think about why the footprints are so shallow or whatever.
But first, let me just say the footprints lead off into the woods. You don't notice anything obvious about these footsteps. You do realize that they are not human footsteps, but you can't necessarily place what they are.
And I want to keep following them.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, you follow them out into the woods, and you reach an area in the woods where the footsteps just stop.
Cool. Look around.
And in this area, what you find is just trees and a large rock.
Check out that rock.
Did the footsteps stop dead at the rock?
No, they pass the rock a little bit and then disappear.
I want to check out this rock.
Yeah, check out the rock.
I'm always checking out the rock, baby.
You can't stop the rock.
Can't stop the
Damn
rocket.
it.
You notice that it's with a 7. You notice that it is a large rock. It's gray, and some of the edges are kind of pointy.
And what do I notice with an 11?
With an 11, you notice that the rock is quite old, probably billions of years old, and started off as a much larger rock, but then got eroded to a smaller rock.
Can I lift the rock or tip the rock over?
No, it's too large.
Can I blast the rock with magic?
You can blast the rock with magic.
But that might destroy any evidence the rock had.
Oh, want me to roll too?
Somebody's got to roll a decent number.
Thrilling actual play material week.
6.
You rolled a 6.
The worst of all of us.
All right. You lick the rock and decide that it's not delicious.
I've had better.
All right, so we're not going to get any more information out of this goddamn rock.
No.
Can I find the place where the footprints actually stop?
Sure.
Okay. Where do they stop?
They stop in this small little clearing, and I mean like 10 by 10 clearing of the woods where there's no trees, no roots or anything, and that's all you can really notice.
I want to do an Arcana check to see if there are any magics in the air.
You notice no particular magic with the exception of the mist.
Is the mist any different?
There is a difference in the mist in the forest. It's actually quite a bit foggier than everywhere else.
Interesting.
Here's my working hypothesis right now. There's Spider Dude, whatever his name was.
Satan.
Yeah, Spider Satan. He set one of his cojones out here to stir some stuff up between the Timmermans and the Buck Hunts in an attempt to create a feud between them or something. I don't know. Or maybe one of the families has enlisted their help, the help of the Spider people.
That seems more likely. These guys seem to have hated each other for a long time. But let's go talk to one of them.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't think there's anything ruling out the fact that maybe both of them have asked for his help, and he's just going along with both of them because he's Spider Satan.
That's what I'd do.
But that's basically what our plan is.
That's what
right
I
now.
think. I think we're going to do.
Oh heck
All right,
yeah!
let's go talk to Matthew Van Zant. Name check.
Name check.
Because he's a villain.
Yes.
So you head over back to the Timmerman's house.
Yeah.
It is, at this point, it is getting dark. It's late twilight.
I like a good walk in the woods, though.
The sun is disappearing beyond the horizon. And you see, at this point, the gardener is now gone, and there's a light in the shack.
Are there any night birds?
Just checking. Is he sitting at his window staring out?
With a brand new pair of binoculars.
No, he is conspicuously not at the window. You do not see him.
Interesting.
I kind of just want to knock on his door right now and see what he's up to.
Do it.
I'm doing it. Okay.
Don't bother this man.
I walk over to the shack and knock on the door.
He comes to the door and he opens the door and says, "Hi."
Hi, how you doing? I never got your name, actually.
My name's Ronaldo.
How you doing, Ronaldo? I thought I've always needed a hobby. I thought I'd take up night bird watching.
Well, thanks to the extra money you gave me, you can join me.
I'm joining. You guys go ahead. I'm joining this guy.
All right, I've seen plenty of night birds. I'll go do the job we're being paid to do, I guess.
Yeah, he whips out an extra pair of magical binoculars that allow you to see in the dark, and he says, "These are my new ones. You want to give them a shot?"
Oh, I would love to. Thank you.
Okay, all right. I'll just look through my old ones.
Skumk and Coen walk away while this is happening.
Yes, I'm fine with that. I'm staying with this guy.
We should go on a walk another time, though.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so you guys leave Jelly behind and head back to the Timmerman's front door.
I bang quite heavily on the door.
The door then opens, and you see a butler open it. He is wearing a tuxedo, and his hair and everything about him looks incredibly disheveled. And he says,
"Hey, looking good."
"What's up, dudes?"
Hey, sir, we're here to talk to your master, Matthew.
Oh, God, yeah, totally. I bet you are. I guess I should call him, right?
I give him a high five.
Yeah, man, this little guy knows what's up.
I just walk past him into the door.
Talk to you first. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, my name is Caleb.
So, Caleb, you been butlering for these guys for very long?
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, so long. Took over after my dad.
What is your stance on the issue between the Tamarins and the Buckhunts?
Oh, yeah, dudes, the Buckhunts. They're pretty shady little motherfuckers. You meet any of them?
Not yet. So, is your master about? We'd really like to talk to him.
Just as you ask that, coincidentally, you hear a shout. I am going to fucking ruin those people! And stomping angrily to the balcony, you see a man armed with a crossbow. Shortly after he shows up, chasing behind him is another man who says to him, I'm sick of this, Matthew. There's no point to all this. I'm going back home to Neverwinter. And Matt shouts back at him. He says, this is the future, John. There's nothing for us there. This is our best chance. He then turns and sees you and shouts, who the fuck are you, and why are you in my home?
I'm inside already. I walked past the butler, so they only see Coen.
Let me point this out really quickly since Skumk has walked in. What you see, Skumk, is a foyer that leads to a grand staircase that leads to an exposed second floor with a balcony around the edges. That is where Matthew is right now. Across from the staircase to the left is an open door that leads into a large living area. From there you can actually see this massive fireplace. And it is burning, but you don't see any logs. The door to the right of the staircase is closed. And then there are hallways to your left and right. Upstairs there's 2 other hallways as well.
I walk into the living area and see if there's any, mixed nuts set out on the table or anything.
You do actually find some candy-coated nuts sitting out on a table in front of the large fireplace.
My favorite kind of nut.
I don't eat them. I just sort of, break them open to see what's inside, and I'm disappointed every time.
All right, so Coen, you're left doing the only plot-related
Sure.
shit.
I say, I'm Coen Greyfield, Paladin of Bast. I have been instructed from above to investigate the goings-on in this town vis-a-vis the murder of a member of the Buckhunt family last night.
All I can say is good riddance. What are you? You're a paladin of Bast?
That's correct.
So you're a vengeance paladin, huh?
That's correct.
Oh, did Patrick send you over here to kill me? To get revenge on his dumbass family member? What the fuck was he even doing out there at night? None of us were out there.
No, sir. I'm here from Bast to find out if you are guilty in this matter.
No one in this house is guilty.
That's yet to be seen. What were you doing last night?
I was sleeping.
Do you have anybody that can verify this?
Everyone. Hey, John, what was I doing last night? You were sleeping, Matthew.
So who do you think would want to frame you in such a way as to hang your flag from the dead man's body?
The Tamarins, obviously. They're sneaky bastards. They would go so far as to kill their own and blame me. I have no doubt about it.
That does not seem terribly likely.
Assholes. All they've ever been trying to do since we've got here is to take that palace from us.
You can calm down, sir. I tend to believe that you wouldn't be so stupid as to hang your flag from the dead body, but I'd just like to know more information about what is going on.
Fine, let me get a drink. He steps over to a little table upstairs, grabs himself a bottle and a glass, and brings them both down. And as he's stepping down the staircase, he's pouring himself a glass, and he drinks it straight. Pours himself another glass, as he gets to the middle platform and finishes drinking that as he gets to the bottom of the staircase. So, have a seat inside my living room. And he points to the open door where the fireplace is.
I walk in and take a seat.
All right. He walks in and he sees you taking a seat and he sees Skumk and goes,
Hi.
Holy fucking shit. Why is a goblin in my goddamn house?
I mean, goblins do live here. Like, it makes sense that there'd be goblins here. But also, I'm not actually a goblin from here. I
don't think we need to worry about having split the party. I'm pretty sure I can hear all this from the shack.
I'm visiting. I have this card.
I say he's with me.
Oh, is he whipping out his card?
Yeah, I show the card.
He walks up to you and he looks at your card and he sees that it is a VIP card. It has your picture on it and he says, VIP goblin? The fuck are you people?
What does that stand for?
Very important person. Wouldn't you know that?
Yeah, I would, and I do now. Thanks.
And he just shakes his head and he's like,
I shake his hand. Thanks for doing business.
He wipes it after you do. He looks at Coen and says, so you're together?
Yes, he's with me.
All right.
I mean, we are doing the same job.
He sits down on a chair and says, what do you...
I don't know him very well. I can't vouch for this guy.
I say, sir, so it's in your interest that we find out who actually killed this man, because currently all evidence points towards you. What do you know anything about who might have done this?
I don't know who could have done this. Like I said, it was probably Patrick himself, or he hired one of the workers to do it. There's no way anyone from my family would do something like that in secret. Everyone knows I want them dead. And the only thing that stops me is Miguel.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Miguel's salt of the earth.
What does that mean?
Very true, very true. But would you mind if I had a look about the house to see...
You want to look about my house?
Well, I'm concerned that the buck hunts may have placed listening devices on your house.
Listening devices?
Yes, so that they
placed a bug?
Gather evidence against you.
You can look wherever you want, but let me tell you, you ain't gonna find anything, because all this shit is just made up. There's no one here. Like I said, there's no secret that I want them killed. I will pay you 1,000 gold if you kill that whole fucking family for me.
You know, we may just take you up on that offer.
Back in the shack, Jelly's ears perk up, but she doesn't know why.
Let's go back to the shack. What's happening with your bird watching?
Yes, what is happening with my bird watching, Stan?
He has spent this entire time showing you how to properly focus your bird watching magic binoculars, and you find that these binoculars are actually really cool. You are seeing these night birds. You are seeing birds that you have never seen before in your entire life.
Wow.
With these. They sparkle. Some of them have like 4 wings as opposed to 2. Some of them have beaks that appear to be made of gold or silver or platinum. These are just the most amazing, fantastic birds that you have ever seen in your life. And you can't imagine why you would have ever thought that this man was a peeping Tom.
Well, while he's doing that, I've made some tea, and we're just, we're having tea together, having a great time. What's his name?
Ronaldo, I think it was.
Ronaldo, I'm glad I did this. I don't get a lot of chances nowadays to just, kick back and relax like this. Me and my little sister used to do this a lot back in the village. We used to go day bird watching together.
It's nice to have company. I wonder what the daybirds look like.
They're great. Like, back in the desert, you'd find these gigantic birds, like they're the size of cows, that would roam around. Sometimes they would come back to the village and, take away the goats, so you had to watch out for them. But they were beautiful creatures, like the beautiful multicolored feathers and stuff like that. They were absolutely magnificent. Peanut butter absolutely loved those things.
That sounds amazing. Now, gosh, I wonder what they're doing over at the house.
Star wipe.
Yeah, back to the house. I'm scoping around the house for something that I could alter to make an accident happen, if you know what I'm saying. Like some way to really surreptitiously loosen the balustrade or something so that they fall from the balcony, or I don't know.
Oh, one quick thing. While he's doing that, I am looking at nightbirds, but I'm also scanning for any shadowy figures skulking around.
That's a good idea.
At this point, you're not currently seeing anything. Anything that you see in the house is something that you can tinker with, Coen.
Okay, I want to check out the balustrade.
All right, so the balustrade is solid. It's not screwed in. It uses this setup where the wood kind of weaves into each other.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
but it's relatively sturdy.
What else do I see? Tell me things that I see.
How into the house do you go?
I'll go upstairs. Yeah, I go upstairs.
So when you go upstairs, you see that there's two bedrooms immediately in front of you. One, it has a door open, and that was the room that Matt came from.
I want to look in that room.
All right, you walk into that room, and it's a large master bedroom, and there is a desk inside this room, as well as some night tables and other assorted uninteresting furniture. It's all very, very old oak and mahogany, very nice wooden furniture.
Is there anything interesting in the desk?
On the desk, you see a small envelope opener, those little knife type things, and there is ink and a quill, but otherwise there's just some books and some journals. Anything
that would be any sort of useful clue or anything for the story that we are in? Nothing?
No, just things that you can use and do things with, should you choose to use or do things with them.
And this is the guy who we want to kill, his bedroom?
It's his office by the appearance of it.
Well, it's his bedroom and his office, but there are gas lanterns providing light here.
And is he with us or not?
Are you roaming around with Coen?
I went with Coen.
Okay, then yes, he is with you.
No, okay. I thought we were alone. Has he got a balcony that goes outside?
He does indeed have a balcony.
All right, I want to check out his balcony.
All right, you step outside. His balcony is a large wooden balcony. It's actually shared with the room next door to him. And there is a table with some chairs around it and an umbrella. It's almost like it's such a large balcony, it's treated like a porch, but it's upstairs.
Okay, can I loosen this railing around the balcony?
You may loosen it.
I loosen the railing.
But he's right there next to you.
Oh, he is there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
okay.
Mr. Butt Face, can I ask you a couple questions?
What did you call me?
Bug Hut?
He's the other people. He's a Tamarin.
Tamerlane? Where were you on the night of last night?
Here, sleeping.
Oh, yeah.
God!
Yeah, me too.
All right. While he's busy shouting at Skumk, is he distracted enough for me to loosen the balcony?
He is distracted. I'll go ahead and allow you to roll advantage. Sleight of hand with advantage.
When you were... Where were you the night before that?
Why does that even matter?
I'm a professional.
All right, you rolled a 17. You managed to loosen it. How would you like to loosen it? You tell me.
I'd like to loosen it so that if anybody leans on it, they fall.
Let's say that you cut into the balustrade of it, and you basically saw through one of them.
Okay.
And you want to saw through the next one, because this can't be just an easy roll. I'm going to let you roll again with advantage to make your next cut.
Okay, Skump, keep up your act.
What's your favorite book.
What does that have to do with anything? I don't read books.
What about pamphlets?
Pamphlets? All right, this time you get caught. And you rolled a 10, and he turns and he sees you, and he says, "What are you doing? Why are you hurting my furniture?"
Hey, geez. Don't do that, partner. See, he's not very well trained. He's young.
It wasn't me. I was inspecting this balcony, and it's been damaged by somebody.
Roll persuasion.
There you are.
14. All right, that's enough not to get him to believe you, but to calm him down a bit. And he's like,
I wouldn't lean on this balcony if I were you.
"Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea. I think maybe you need to get out of my house."
Wait,
What?
there's something very important. I run back into his room and close the door.
Wait, so are you locking him out there with Coen?
Not locking him out there, just acting like that I've just had a sudden realization and need to go do something immediately.
Okay.
I say he does this kind of thing.
He turns to Coen and says, "You guys just look. You need to go. Come back to me if you've killed the buck hunts. I promise you, I will give you 1,000 gold, and I'll just I'll get you out of town. You won't get in trouble with Miguel. Just kill them and get the fuck out of here."
While you're having that conversation, I'm in his room and I'm using the spell Conjure Animals.
And what does the spell do?
What I'm using it for is I'm conjuring 8 beasts of challenge rating 1/4 or lower.
Put them under his bed.
Yeah, I'm conjuring 8 giant poisonous snakes.
I love it.
And I'm hiding them in putting them in drawers, wherever
Yes, that's perfect.
they're hidden.
Okay, so you conjure 8 poisonous snakes and hide them around the room.
Yeah.
In his bed covers, in his pillows. Yes. All right. I say, sir, thank you for this discussion. It's been very fruitful. We will definitely go and get rid of this buck hunt problem for you.
All right. And it was like, "Great, thanks. I'll talk to you. You have a good one. Bye." And you head out the door with Skumk. And at this point, as you are heading out back to the cabin or the shack, and Jelly,
The love shack.
you do at this point notice a figure skulking around exactly in the location where you saw the footprints.
Ooh, can I make out anything?
No, you actually can't. Everything about this figure looks dark.
Okay, here's what I want to do, Stan.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see Skumk and Coen walking out of the house?
You do see them actually exiting the house.
I want to use the cantrip message to send a telepathic message to Coen and say, "Hey, that shadowy figure, he's skulking around out there in that direction that I'm seeing."
I surreptitiously look to see if I can see him or her.
All right, I need you to roll a perception check. You do. You turn and you look, Coen, and you see a figure hiding behind a tree. And you can tell that the figure is kind of looking in your direction and waiting to see what you guys do next.
Well, I'd say we should go home, and I think we've had a fruitful journey.
Coen, I should point out that message is a two-way street, so you can send messages to me as well.
Sure. While I'm saying this, I say, follow me and keep watching it, see if it's following us.
Okay, will do.
All right, so we start making our way towards our house.
You make your way towards the house, and Jelly is currently in the cabin, or the shack.
I cast invisibility on myself.
Oh! Where did you go?
I say to Ronaldo, listen, I had a great time. This was just what I needed. Are
you a ghost?
No, I just cast invisibility on myself. I'm a magic. I'm a magic
You
person.
were actually a ghost all along that Ronaldo imagined. Sorry.
You know what? I'm gonna hit you up again sometime soon. We need to do this again. I'll bring some scones next time for the to pair with the tea. And I had a great time tonight, but I gotta run.
That sounds great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm talking loudly to Skumk. I say, oh, well, not loudly. I'm talking to Skumk. So, Skumk, what did you do in the bedroom while you weren't there? This is as we're walking home.
Invisibly, I am following the shadowy man.
Nothing. I just needed to check something.
Oh, okay. Did you find what you were checking?
Yeah, basically. I was checking for hiding places.
Okay, so Jelly, I need you to roll stealth with advantage.
Awesome.
21.
Right, you rolled a 21. You follow. You keep your distance, but you follow this thing. How close do you want to get to it?
I mean, I kind of want to maintain a good enough distance that any noises I make aren't noticeable, but, I mean, if I could get close enough to kind of better make out what this thing is, I'd like that.
Okay, so let's say you get within 35 feet of it, so that it's within your dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
And what you see is a drow.
Ooh.
It's Mr. Belvedere.
It's a woman drow, so it's not a mister. And she is sneaking behind Coen and Skumk.
Guys, I have a crazy idea, but I kind of want to do it.
Yeah, do it.
Is the communication still going on?
Sure, yeah.
Is it just between Jody and...
I can patch you in.
Oh, okay.
I patch in Skumk as well. What you want, Skumk?
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going alright. I'm invisible.
Well, that's cool. What's up with that guy? Or whoever?
It's a lady, actually. Lady Drow.
Neat.
Yeah.
So it's not like a Spider-Man?
No, but I'm not going to rule out the possibility that she can do everything that a spider can.
Drows do worship spiders.
Yeah. Okay.
That is one of their things, I believe.
Okay. So did you want to say, did you need something important before I do my thing?
Nah.
Okay. Stan? I use message on the drow, and I say, hey, how you going? What's up?
You see her turn around and look all over the place, but she does not respond.
This is your conscience. I'm just checking in on you to see how you're doing.
You hear in your head, my conscience does not speak.
Dude, now, like, what you doing?
Can she resist?
In the spell description, I'm just sending a message to her. Like, it's up to her whether she responds or not, but, like, she receives it either way.
You hear her say, get out of my mind.
Okay, that's cool. I was just checking in on you.
And with that, you lose contact with her.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, you are still close enough to the house where you hear a blood-curdling scream. Hi, this is Stan Ferguson.
G'day, this is Jody Doyle.
Hey, you beautiful people. This is Hayden Gibson.
I'm Ivan.
Hi, Ivan.
Thank you for listening to yet another episode of They See Me Rollin' in our new Chapter 2, A Very Full House.
We survived.
Yay! We want to do some real quick shout-outs, like to Garbager. What is Garbager, guys?
What is Garbager?
Who is Garbager?
He's a giant spider with the face of a goblin. He's like a Drider, but for a goblin.
Yeah, he's a Dryblin. Garbager is a very important part of the show.
He canonically exists in the show, but he's never mentioned.
An invisible character that you've never met, but is the character of Ivan's brother Jonas, who's a big fan of the show, and we just want to say hi, Jonas. We haven't forgotten about Garbager.
Much in the same way that New York City is a character in The Taking of Pelham 123, Garbager is a character in They See Me Rollin'.
Because Garbager is a place.
Yeah. Garbager is a state of mind.
Yeah, it's Garbager state of mind. Jay-Z's next album.
Garbager is a lifestyle.
Speaking of Ivan, you've been sleeping around with other podcasts, haven't you?
I was on a podcast called Best Acquaintances.
What is that podcast?
It's a podcast where Ollie Brady and Emily Bennett are friends, talk to people that they know in the same way that we know each other from a Facebook group. It's pretty cool. It's called Best Acquaintances.
That is our origin story. We have all met each other in a Facebook group. We are all big fans of Facebook groups.
Yeah.
Go
So
forth
Best
and do heroics.
Acquaintances sounds like fun. Sounds awfully awkward. Was it awkward?
It was wonderful.
It was nice?
Yeah, I can't listen back to it, though. I'm mortified. But other people will love it.
Other people should listen to it.
The first thing I did was sing a parody of a Weezer song.
Nice. So, in general, what was your conversation about?
Oh, I talked about being a witch.
Teen witch?
Yeah, I'm a teen witch.
Oh, okay.
Sounds great.
Is that like a sandwich?
We talked about Weezer for a long time. It was good.
Awesome. So check out Best Acquaintances in general, but specifically check out Best Acquaintances featuring Ivan Clark. Now, also, we want to tell you to check out our Tumblr page. What is our Tumblr page, Ivan?
At TSMRcast.
And what is a Tumblr, Ivan?
It's like, it's a thing that you shake up, drinking.
Nice. Speaking of things that go in a Tumblr, have we recently had a conversation with anyone on Tumblr?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Yuck Disgusting came on to our Tumblr.
Yeah.
And
Yuck Disgusting.
said very nice things about us.
They
So,
weren't disgusting
Thank you
at
very
all.
much, Yuck Disgusting. No.
Oh, wow.
I think
you,
they have
Yuck
to change
Disgusting.
their whatever Tumblr name to very lovely person because
Yeah,
they
I think
were.
legally that's how it has to work.
Yeah, if you say something nice, you can't be called Yuck Disgusting.
No, you have to be called Yum, Delightful.
You have to be called Nice Beautiful Person. We also got a great 5-star review on iTunes from somebody called Buddy Friend Pal. Thank you, Buddy Friend Pal.
That's a more appropriate
If
name.
you want to be a Buddy Friend Pal to us, maybe you could go onto iTunes and give us a 5-star review. We would love you, love you, and we'll definitely give you a shout out in the podcast.
Absolutely. And if you actually screenshot it and put it in our Facebook group, we'll read the review and tell us, use the name that you tell us to use within the Facebook group. So that would be really, really cool.
Yeah. Yuck Disgusting should be more of a Buddy Friend Pal.
Yeah. And finally, speaking of our Facebook group, we want you to join our Facebook group. They See Me Rolling. They See Me Rolling has been pretty active recently, and we definitely want to give a shout out to Noelle from Dames and Dragons.
That's Dames and Dragons podcast.
She plays the delightful Giannisson, who's extremely nice and very friendly in the show.
But in real life, she's a horrible person.
No, she's so mean
please
in real life.
don't say that. Noel, we just want you to like us, please.
No, Noelle said wonderful things about us, which made me blush and cry, and
Yeah.
it was very nice of her.
Yes, Noelle's like the best.
Oh yes, someone actually likes jelly. I broke down in tears.
Everybody likes jelly.
Yeah, so thank you so much for joining our group, Noelle, and chatting with us.
And to all the other people who...
Yeah, of course. But, everyone listen to Dames and Dragons. We can't stress that enough. Anything else?
Twitter.
Twitter, yes.
What's
Tell
the
us about
deal
our
with Twitter?
account. Hayden?
It's very neglected, and I'm the only person that runs it. So
Nice.
hit me up on that at TSMRcast on Twitter.
Yeah, chat Hayden up.
Come and Twitter some nightbirds at us.
So far in the how long has this podcast been running for?
6 months or something?
Almost 2 hours now?
No, I mean it's for months, years, whatever.
No, over 6 months.
In all the months that this podcast has been up, one person so far has hit us up on Twitter. So
Nice.
Well, TSMR cast on Twitter. Come and be number 2.
Yeah.
yeah.
Come and be number 2. All right, so that's it for our garbage plug session. Everyone have a great whatever.
Have a great summer. Stay cool.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
Gnarly dudes.
All right,
Arrivederci.
I'll turn it off now.
Welcome back to They See Me Rollin', a D&D podcast like Grandma used to make.
Stan, are you
I'm
about
your
to? Are you about to
DM,
try and sell me
Stan
tickets to
Ferguson.
WrestleSlam?
This Sunday. No. I was doing this because Ivan complained in the last episode that we didn't reference the fact that our slogan is a D&D podcast like Grandma used to make. So
You know how I
never did that
explain
since
it.
the first episode.
It's probably the only reason we're doing this podcast is because we thought up that great slogan and then probably never used it. I remember when we were all together pitching taglines for it, and we all got to that one. We were so excited, and we have not used it.